My name is Ann Gribble, and I am the first vice chair for the Emergency Food Network.
Mark and Caroline Planting, and we're the coordinators for the food closet.
I'm Margaret McAnett-Burris. I'm with Loaves and Fishes Food Pantry here in Charlottesville, Virginia. The so-called Great Recession of 2008, we still haven't really recovered from that.
When everything sort of bottomed out, we thought, uh-oh, we're going to have to cut back. We're not going to be able to. And that wasn't the case at all. Our donations increased, and I think in hard times people suddenly thought, oh gosh, think how this is going to affect people who don't have any food or who don't have enough food.
While the economy has rebounded for some people in our society, it hasn't for everyone. And there are a lot of people who are still struggling to make ends meet.
We gave out 1.6 million pounds of food last year.
Every month we have about 80 families that come through and visit with us.
Last year we fed 17,523 individuals. Everybody needs food. That's something, that's crucial. Taking care of other people is something that's associated with most religions, I think.
The common thing that brings people together in a lot of sort of social welfare nonprofit, whether it's a food pantry or something else, even if they're not people of faith, is the desire to transcend themselves. Everybody can relate to, even if they've not been without, they can relate to being hungry, and it does bring people together. It brings volunteers together. I mean, we have hundreds of volunteers who help every month. Loaves and Fishes actually started as a kind of grassroots effort of some church members at First United Methodist Church downtown in Charlottesville.
About 4 years ago, formed a 501c3 nonprofit corporation. And that enabled us to find other sources of funding, because as the ministry grew, it outgrew the resources of the church. We went from about 300 families a month to averaging around 1,700 to 1,800 families a month. And during October and November last year, we had over 2,000 families a month.
On a very fundamental basis, I think that story, if you're of a faith tradition, which I am, I'm of a Christian faith tradition, that story is about Jesus and this miracle that he did. But it also has some symbolism in it. Here's this kid that comes along and he just has a little bit as an individual, and he brings it, and then together it becomes a lot more. I think that's what, we are doing, is that people are coming with what they have, the little bit that they have. Maybe they just, maybe they don't even have a lot of money, but they can come once a week and put cans in bags or something like that, or put cans on shelves, or load up carts, or help people out to their car. And so when people come together, it multiplies and you can do a lot more.
What often happens in a food bank, in a different kind of operation, is that what you get are donated pastries, donated junk food. Our idea is we want to provide the staples, the things that people really need to get by and to be healthy.
But we do try to give away healthy foods as much as we can. And I think a lot of the food being more healthy is people knowing how to fix it in healthy ways. So I know that's one thing that's been talked about. And giving people recipes, having recipes printed out on how to prepare some of the things like dried beans.
We always want to make sure that people have some meat and foods that aren't high in sugar.
In order to offer a better selection of healthy foods, we are starting a food closet garden. We would like to be able to fill up all 4 beds with vegetables like tomatoes and squash and beans. And
our idea is that this is giving people things that will sustain their families. There have been a number of occasions when you realize that somebody is really grateful and that you've made a difference.
I'm a missionary right here in my own backyard. I wish it was headed out of business, but I don't think that that's going to happen. I see us growing. I see us continuing to grow.